Hey, welcome back to Evil's Comics. This guy right here is Evil Mike, or Mike if you prefer. I do have a review for you. What? Yeah, I got a review. Alright, so we are talking about Image Comics' Dark Ride, issue number 2. Is written and co-created by Joshua Williamson, and Andrei Bressan does the art and co-creator, and then colors by Adriano and letters by Pat Brosseau. I'm sorry if I mispronounced any of those names. No disrespect at all. I don't know who the cover is on this one. It does say inside the book just a mash of who did all the covers. But let's get into it. This book is still a fantastic read. Not exactly where I thought we were going to get. I was hoping for, I don't know, more maps and stuff. The first issue was so badass. But this issue is a little bit smaller than the first issue, which isn't bad. I want to say that was like the maps and dossiers and stuff like that. But just like in the first issue, we have Danny Devil, one of the mascots, to this Horrorland, amusement park. And currently we are kind of in a business meeting, a sales pitch. It is Sam Dante, the son of the legendary author Dante, shown up here, who created the scary theme park, which this whole comic is based on. But basically, he is trying to push the merchandise sales and stuff like that, and he's pitching an animated and short film or something like that to some entertainment people, basically. And it's basically an animated short horror based on all the mascots. But the people that he's pitching the idea to were kind of more hoping to see Arthur and not Sam, the son. They do question about Halloween, the sister, but pretty much they turn him down. They're like, we were kind of hoping for your dad, maybe another big idea, especially since we're in the whole entertainment media business. We were hoping he was going to give us some ideas. And the book does the badass spread. It's not a full spread, but still. And we see this scene of a different type of theme park, but it's not a theme park. It's a concert, and it's Halloween. She is a singer in real life, an influencer, stuff like that. But we find on the next page she's dreaming all this. Somebody is giving her this idea that she is going to possibly use for the park. Right here we see she wakes up and she's basically like, man, that was badass, And it's kind of funny because the dream comes across as scary if you're not kind of... Like when I saw it, I saw the theme park and everything, going back to this page, I saw the theme park and everything, and then the sister, and there's this guy, and I'll read what he says. He's like, the stage is yours, and it's like this burning hand that just touches her. So the first time I read it, I was like, in that scared mode and everything, and the next page you find out she's dreaming, of course, and she thinks it's a badass idea. Of course, being in the first issue, we did see that like a devil or a demon gave Arthur the whole idea for Devilland, the horror theme park. So we are caught up with this guy again. I can't remember his name, but he is a video vlogger, YouTuber that does murder mystery stuff, and he's basically like, yeah, I'm back at the park and I'm here reporting on some other unsolved mystery, and he gets cut off short by her name is Katie, but she was in the first issue, and she was basically teaching the new employee Sam, the go-tos at the park and stuff, them being the cleaning people. And we do see in this issue she does have a new attendant. Her name is Summer, and they'll show her more in a second. But basically, she was stating, oh, you want to know about all the real deaths that happen in the park, and she kind of mentions some other rumored deaths that has happened in the park, and then she mentions on the next page that none of that has happened, and it's all fake, and if real deaths were to happen in the park, the sales would probably go up. But they do mention some cool things like the Necronomicon roller coaster, or Necronomicon coaster, Camp Killer Lake, Death Drive, and Monster Maze. The Monster Maze is kind of cool. It sounds like the labyrinth is, and a person that was attending the park got stuck in the maze and just died in the maze before he was found. But again, it's stated that none of those were true. But poor Sam, we do find out, at the end of the last issue, he was dead. Or he died or something like that. I want to assume that, he's dead. Because right here we meet Summer, the new attendant, and she starts asking about Sam, oh, y'all, has there been anything weird? And Katie kind of mentions, well, we did have this guy that started a month ago. He disappeared, and he just kind of quit and never showed back up. We had cops come out. They didn't really find anything, And I mean, we just tell them all the time that our turnaround rate is like that. Us being a scary theme park. In the background, we do see one of the mascots creeping up on new attendant, new employee Summer. But Summer is on the ready because kapow! He knocks the mascot out. We find out it's not one of the creepy ones. If you remember from the first issue, there are 3 mascots that might not be mascots. They might be the real things. But they do show them lurking in the background, kind of showing us that this wasn't one of those guys. We cut back over to Sam. Sam's checking on the situation that just happened with the new employee. And he's checking with the security thing. My thing is not zooming in. We meet Sam's daughter, Autumn. And right after that, Halloween kind of makes an entrance. She tells Sam about the whole dream that she had and stuff like that. Us finding out that it's a concert and she wants to sing, and him kind of stating, Sam stating that it's a dumb idea, and she's basically her stating that, well, it doesn't matter what he thinks, and she went over his head and already talked with Arthur, the dad, and he approved or whatever. So they're going to go ahead and do her crazy, hellish concert looking thing. And I think, if I remember right, she calls it Halloween Goes to Hell, which is pretty cool. But we do, during when that happens with Halloween and Sam, we do get some conversation with Autumn and her dad, and basically her dad telling her, Autumn notices that there's something wrong with her dad. No one else has, but of course the daughter knows that something's bothering the dad, and he mentions that he had a bad business meeting and it didn't go so great, and and then Halloween coming in, and he's not a big fan of Halloween. There is a thing stated at the end of this that we're a conversation about whether Sam can remember the last time Halloween and Sam actually agreed or actually participated on doing something together. Sam not really remembering. There's also this moment where Sam gave Danny the Devil to Autumn, which comes into play later on in the book. But basically we catch up at that scene where he's trying to remember the last time they had a moment together, and it looks like when they were little and the dad is not there, it's just the mom. We do know that the mom had a mysterious death, yet we have not found out. And next over here on this page, I'm trying to... Okay, so this is the cutaway surprise. I was kind of distracted by the sign. So it's a whole bunch of panels that show us revealing stuff about Summer. They show her badge. They show pictures of Sam. And basically that's who Summer is. Summer is she's a fake employee, but she's looking for her brother Sam, who disappeared. And, we know that he got murdered. But this is what Summer looks like without the wig and all that stuff, and she has her whole conspiracy. It's actually a map of the park, and it looks like she's tracking the last location Sam was at. Then the book cuts over, and it's basically Sam putting Autumn to sleep, and when Autumn is going to sleep, something starts calling to her. She thinks it's her dad, and because it's Autumn, and she's at first she does question the doll. She's like, Danny? And then he's like, no, over here, honey. And he kind of points over to this closet. And he's like, oh, you want to help your dad, right? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, but I need a scary idea. And he's like, well, the entity is like, I can help you on that. And she runs into the closet. We do see some, like I didn't catch it the first time, but they show Sam, the dad, in the kitchen, and they show this one panel right here of her grabbing the knife. It's the one panel, I thought it was him grabbing the knife since he's in the kitchen and stuff. But on the next page we see something, what was the scary idea? And poor little Autumn has been convinced somehow to cut her wrist, and she's got other cuts like on her arm and her feet. And it just shows, Danny like doing his creepy smile on the bed or whatever. And that's where this book leaves us off. It shows pictures of the next issue, but nothing, really about what's coming or anything. Yeah, but that's it. That was the second issue. I could say the first issue in my eyes was a lot better, but this is still like more build up of story. This button, in my opinion, was not bad at all. It was excellent art. The story still has me entertained and everything, especially with the, like the whole concert thing, because I was expecting we'd see a brand new ride or something like that. I do like the whole sister, because it was kind of unclear what happened to and I think his name was Sam. What happened to the new employee at the end of the first issue. So, her, either he's still missing and stuck in the park, or a part of the park now, or, sadly he was killed. But I do like that, like her sister kind of, going undercover to try and locate her brother. I can say the very last pages of the book kind of caught me by surprise. I didn't see that coming. I will say it does bother me a little bit being a dad myself, and that being one of the scariest situations you can imagine, especially because I've been in those situations where your children come to you and they're like, oh look, and you turn around and they're covered in makeup or soap or something, but to turn around and have their wrist cut, or have to be a hospital situation. Oh my God. But hey, that's what I got for you. This is the review. Let me know what you thought about it, what you think's coming. How'd you feel about those last couple pages? They hit me kind of hard. But hey, that's my review. I'll let y'all go. I will see y'all later. Please like, comment, subscribe. Helps this guy big time. And I will see y'all next time. Bye!